Have you ever wondered what makes up our federal safety net? You know, the government programs created to help the poor escape poverty. It's definitely not a short list, so let's throw some numbers on the screen. Currently, we have more than 75 programs that fit into 13 spending categories managed by a variety of agencies. In 1960, we spent $445 per person in poverty, and today that amount has increased to more than $20,000. Instead of going on about how much is being spent, let's talk about how we could otherwise use our valuable and limited economic resources. For example, if we cut the red tape and bureaucrats out from government assistance and instead offered direct cash payments to the poor, we could lift all Americans out of poverty at a savings of over $2,000 per family. Or we could have ended poverty and still had enough left over for almost $11,000 per child in poverty. That's a lot of clothes, shoes, and food. In fact, it's enough to put them into better schools. If the money had been donated to charities, they could have ended poverty and still had enough available to provide $500 per month to 2/3 of those in poverty today. Such an effort could result in something like 30 million more volunteers to support the 46 million people in poverty. Or, entrepreneurs could supply enough jobs to move all Americans out of poverty and still have enough left over to give a $7 an hour raise to all 26.5 million working age adults in poverty. Finally, if we pass these cost savings to American families, it would total almost $5,000 per family in reduced taxes. Rather than working for that money, the time would translate into over 400 hours of volunteer time for each person in poverty today. All in all, these programs account for over $640 billion spent in 2011 alone. The point isn't that the government isn't trying hard enough, but rather that solutions tend to get weighed down by politics. Our elected officials simply aren't the best people for the job. Despite good intentions and loads of money spent, the rate of poverty according to the government's own standard has skyrocketed to 16% of the American population. The question is, when will we start holding those leading us down the wrong path accountable?